Mike Watkins, Hurricane Analytics, HurricaneTrack.com with a special update on Isaias as of about 10 o'clock Eastern Time tonight. This is a radar image coming out of Wilmington, the Doppler radar showing an area of extremely strong winds that is now just sitting offshore between Myrtle Beach and Wilmington. So Oak Island, Little River, Carolina Beach. The storm has appeared to have intensified quickly tonight. In fact, the last advisory issued at 9 p.m. Eastern was at 85 miles per hour. But the Hurricane Hunter aircraft investigating the hurricane found winds aloft of up to 117 knots, which is about 125 miles per hour. Well, we don't know if that's translating to the surface, but what we have is a rapidly intensifying hurricane, and it's not happening in the classical sense. We've got a cold front that's very strong for this type of year that's moving into the system that may be adding some baroclinic forcing at the surface to spin up the vortex. And then also, so this is it doesn't look this impressive in infrared satellite imagery, but if you look at the radar coming out of Wilmington, this is an extremely strong core of what is becoming a rapidly developing and what could become a very dangerous hurricane. Here is why. If you look at the upper outflow pattern. So you've got a couple of things going on here. One of these is the inflow, the front coming down to kind of scoop up the hurricane and turn it out. It may be adding some spin at the surface, but I'm also seeing like a dual outflow jet that's developed in the upper levels, feeding into this high area of high pressure down in the Caribbean Sea. So what we've got is a contribution of two different factors, one of them being a super strong cold front for early August coming down to grab the storm, but then also you've got some upper level evacuation of mass that's allowing the surface to spin up because now the upper high over the top is evacuating the cold sinking air away from the storm, and it's creating this feedback loop that we call it's a heat engine, just like we always talk about with hurricanes. So we have a tremendous situation developing here. This is from about maybe 10 minutes ago. But anyone, especially if you're chasing out here tonight, it's dark, you're going to lose power soon. There's a lot of trees around this area. I've been to Wilmington a few times with Mark, and this is just not a good situation developing. I know he's got at HurricaneTrack.com. You can check out his feed now and look at what's happening from some of the live cams there. But Oak Island, Carolina Beach, Myrtle Grove on up into Wilmington, everyone to the right of the eye of the storm, which is sitting at the surface, right? Probably, let's see, this is probably the center here. And again, we're getting tremendous Doppler radar returns from the storm, something that I just honestly haven't seen. So I wanted to do a quick update just to let anybody who's kind of paying attention know this is a big deal. This is something that wasn't necessarily foreseen or anticipated. It has not happened in the history of storm so far, this storm, but it's why tropical cyclone forecasting intensity is such a difficult science, because we don't know what little factors like this could come together at the very last moment. So on top of everything else, because you've got all of this land over here, you've got some frictional convergence, which is piling up the thunderstorms on the west side, and that energy is feeding around the core of the hurricane. So we've just got like 3 or 4 different factors, and we've been talking about this for anyone who's been watching this update over the last several days. You know, pluses and minuses here and there. Now we've got a landfalling hurricane where everything at the surface and aloft is kind of coming together in a bad way, just as it's getting ready to make landfall. And I do hope that residents have prepared for this. I'm not necessarily saying it's going to be a major hurricane, but there's going to be at least strong bursts. There's a high tornado threat for the eastern half of North Carolina overnight. So anyone who's listening in that area or watching that area, please be prepared. Do not take this situation seriously. It's escalated tonight, and I hope everybody's safe. We got the Hurricane Hunter aircraft out there now, Mark's out there, and we have the Weather Service doing a great job of keeping us updated. But this is a rapidly developing situation, so make sure you check with the National Hurricane Center and your local National Weather Service office for hurricane updates. This is just a quick one to explain what's going on. Mike Watkins, HurricaneTrack.com, HurricaneAnalytics.com. Thanks for watching.